YouTube. How are you all? Welcome back to the show. Turn up the volume for this one. Brad Garlinghouse, the GOAT, and XRP just caused the kind of influx spike that only occurs before to a biblical level move. He essentially just announced that the ETF race had started. The strongest indication we've had this year is what I am about to show you. And it's occurring now as usual, so make sure to press the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. The more thumbs up we receive, the more YouTube will promote this video because, you know what? We need to let everyone know that we will dive right in and begin right here. Bitwise has released the second ever XRP spot ETF big, and the volume wasn't only high. The tidal wave was intense. This is because volume shares and 585 1000 were just released. Wait for the most recent information. This wasn't FOMO at retail. Don't misunderstand that. This wasn't just any hype. You must realize that ETFs don't begin with this type of velocity unless smart money is already positioned. This was institutional liquidity flowing into XRP on day one, as if it had been waiting behind a dam and someone suddenly cracked it open. XRP has already been allocated and determined to be the next strategic move. Before Ethereum was destroyed by ETFs, Bitcoin followed the similar process. It's similar, but XRP's volume on just the second ETF ever launched is abnormal. It's a sign of how aggressive the first two are. We'll have to wait until Monday to see the next two. Excuse me, but they are larger than Grayscale. They surpass Bitwise and Canary in size. On Monday, I will unleash it alongside Franklin Telton, a $1.5 trillion big bolt in Grayscale. However, people, if you haven't already subscribed to the newsletter, please do so immediately. You'd best register then. Below is the link. It's free. If you're serious about leveling up, schedule a one-on-one session with me so we can discuss your plan before it's too late. We remove everything that doesn't make it to YouTube. Let's move on to Bitwise now. This is your loudness right now. More than 1 million. 1 million. This is crazy. Additionally, there's still almost an hour and a half left on this thing. As of the time of this video, we are aware that the volume will rise even further. This is the appearance of silent buildup, with one exception. You know what? It's no longer quiet. This is hostile. This is planned. It's early. It's finally clear what the big money wants, and XRP ETFs are what they want. This is the actual catalyst. As you recall, I made that video during the live stream when we initially showed the ETF chart and advised you to make plans, informed you of the correction. We warned you that this would occur when you looked at the price of XRP. Am I anxious? No, not at all. During my 8 years here, I have witnessed everything. However, we provided you with a crucial window of time to focus on. You are aware of such times if you attend the live feeds on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 30 to 60 days before what could be the most significant volume pricing and repricing event in history. When that fifth ETF goes live, keep that in mind. By Monday, we'll have 4. We'll simply wait for the last one, which is most likely going to occur in early December. The countdown begins, and we can anticipate a price increase in 30 to 60 days. Look, these institutions aren't playing around. They're investing in these ETFs. They are really piling in. These companies that are joining the market through spot ETFs don't do so unless they anticipate institutional demand and long-term regulatory clarity. Consider that. By the first week of December, we will have at least 5 different ETFs. To put it another way so you can understand what I'm talking about, XRP isn't only gaining traction, it's also gaining infrastructure. The same infrastructure that caused Bitcoin to surge to $70,000, which is now emerging around XRP. Therefore, people, you had better prepare for it, and then Garlinghouse, Brad. He simply comes out and makes this statement in a very casual way. He claims that the turkey trot or pre-Thanksgiving rush for XRP ETFs begins right now. Congratulations to Bitwise on the launch today. Take a look. Unless anything is happening behind the scenes, Brad doesn't tweet in this manner. This isn't terrific, he said. He made no mention of another victory for XRP. No, he claimed that the rush has begun. Why would you use that language? Why say it's the start of an event? Why openly congratulate Bitwise on the first day? In tinfoil hat mode? Yes, we are able to turn it on. Here's one perspective to consider. He is aware of the upcoming lineup of ETF approvals. We don't. He is aware that liquidity is developing ahead of schedule. We don't. He is aware of what the institutions are getting ready for, and it's possible that he's implying that the real fireworks won't appear until after Thanksgiving. We've already noticed this pattern, don't we? Take a peek at last year and go back in time. Just when you thought things couldn't get any more bullish, you have U.S. Senator Warren Davidson speaking about the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve Bill. He's dropping a bombshell. A Bitcoin Strategic Bill was introduced to Congress. Don't be fooled by the name. The pre-holiday silence and post-holiday explosion could be nothing, but it could also be everything. People, it's not only about Bitcoin. He says the sentence in here, after discussing cryptocurrency as a whole. We will listen to it as well. Additionally, he claims that Bitcoin can be used to pay taxes. Fascinating, huh? Pay attention. But first, why would you want to use Bitcoin to pay your taxes? Why would the US government approve of using Bitcoin to pay taxes? Since their goal is to amass as much Bitcoin as they can. Yesterday we showed you the video of Binance informing you that people from all around the world are racing to amass as much Bitcoin as they can. Keep it to yourself. I'm joined now by Carlson Davidson. Here are a few of questions. First of all, what is a Bitcoin reserve? What is its function? And how is it constructed? To begin with, the president established a strategic reserve of Bitcoin, partly due to the lack of a single custodian inside the U.S. government. Every government agency that may have possessed, seized, or otherwise dealt with any type of digital asset was involved. It was not under their custody. As a result, they were losing the private keys. In other words, you lose when you misplace your keys. It's similar like losing a large sum of money. Yes. In order to say, hey, we're going to have a single custodian for all of the Bitcoin, kind of like Fort Knox for cryptocurrency, they organized it and placed it under Treasury. Correct. Well, not all crypto is created equally, if they added. We want to hang on to Bitcoin. It's a long-term asset that appreciates in value. We should simply sell some of these other items and purchase more Bitcoin. However, they desired a deficit-neutral approach. And a lot of folks, I believe, are thinking, well, how else do you put money in there? In addition to codifying that executive order, we are proposing legislation that will allow you to have custody of Bitcoin and other digital assets in a sensible manner. Make a contribution so that you can use Bitcoin to pay your taxes. Therefore, there are no capital gains, and Bitcoin is money in that sense. Absence of capital gains. What does Bitcoin's cursing of that sense accomplish that permits the U.S. government to amass? More people who use Bitcoin. It's not a meme. I hope you understand that this is legislation. Prior to implementing cryptocurrency reserves at the national level, nations followed the same course. We are not early if the United States is even receptive to this concept. We go over since we are early, but it's a footage of Hester Pierce. In this clip, Hester Pierce essentially acknowledges what we have been yelling for years. It never should have gotten this far in the Ripple case. We were aware of it. It's the best kind of manipulation. Additionally, the SEC has been using billions of dollars in investor cash to play regulatory roulette. Why is this important? It's easy since clarity is on the horizon because institutional inflows don't occur and ETFs need stability. If authorities are erratic, take a listen to this. Now, let's discuss the Ripple case. Well, at last we can discuss it. Many members of the XRP army will be listening, Commissioner Pierce. What initially prompted the filing of this case? Was it just that nobody really knew what was going on? Just that this is a technology we're developing and innovating? That was the Wild West days of the cryptocurrency market, with the industry and regulators. Please do me a favor by liking, subscribing, and commenting on your XRP price target by the end of the year.